Yes, I am back. That's right, Peach's Pit Party on this fine Tuesday, March 31st, 2026. If you want to get a hold of me, you can over at 208-535-1015. The weekend was a blast. There was a lot of traveling. Traveled to Boise on Saturday for Slaughter to Prevail, Whitechapel, and Attila. Well, Friday evening, I should say, right as I was off from here. I booked it to Twin Falls with my girlfriend. We spent the night at her sister's place and, pretty much hung out most of the day Saturday. And then I made my way over to Boise where I met the one, the only Matty Kid, Mad Dog from down the hall. We made our way to the Revolution Concert House. That crowd was insane. I'm shocked that the thing was sold out. It was entirely sold out. It was the most packed I've ever seen that venue. I mean, I've only ever been to that venue one more time besides that time to go see Asking Alexandria and a couple of other bands. Wasn't nearly as packed. I had to park way far back, wait in this long line, got inside, super packed on the inside. like there was no way I was going to push my way to the front. People would have been very, very upset. But I ended up meeting Chris Franzak, a.k.a. just Franz, from Attila, who I just played for you right there. Attila featuring Will Ramos of Lorna Shore, their latest track, Pressure, for Peach's pick of the day. Super nice guy. Got my ticket signed by him. What's cool about radio is when you get comp tickets, they'll sometimes, for the most part, give you a physical ticket. And so I add that to my little shadow box that I have in my room. I keep my signed tickets elsewhere. I'm thinking for the future what I might do is I might do this like resin table where I have all the signed tickets below the resin. Keep them protected forever. Maybe even include the signed axe that I have from Ice Nine Kills. I'm just flexing my signed memorabilia on you. Anyway, like I mentioned before, if you want to get a hold of me, you can over at 208-535-1015. I got to tell you though, there's one complaint about that venue. It was something they could control. Turn on the AC. All right. It was just fine when I went there to go see Asking Alexandria previously. All right. It was just fine. Now, this time around, it was hot as heck in there. We ended up having to leave early. Maddie was sweaty. I was in the back still sweaty. I could not imagine what it was like in the pit, but spent the weekend mostly traveling yesterday. I was like, you know what? I just want to take a day off. I just want to enjoy doing absolutely nothing. I left my place once to go get lunch. I had my dinner DoorDashed. I'm like, you know what? I'll spend a little extra money to have it delivered to me rather than going out again. I just spent most of the day playing Dishonored 2 on my computer. That was it. So, yeah, there's that. I'm back here in full force, ready to go. Got some stuff to talk about right here on Peach's Pit Party. Coming up in just a few on K-Bear 101. I honestly did not expect to be a viral sensation on Facebook. Really. There was a post not that long ago, I think it was back in early March, where I used a ChatGPT to put a skateboarder on that church that looks like a skate ramp. And sure enough, that got tons of views, tons of likes, tons of interactions overall. And, well, that was a success. Now, over the weekend in Twin Falls, my girlfriend's sister pointed out this place. I think it was called, let me see here, Toasted Buns. Yeah, Toasted Buns. That's it. Their Instagram, Toasted Buns TF for Twin Falls, obviously. Their logo for their business is a peach that especially looks like a butt. It's supposed to show that you can get your butt tanned at this specific place. Toasted Buns, right? I took a picture next to it, looked all serious in the photo, pointed to it. My girlfriend's like, hey, maybe you shouldn't put your finger right there in the middle. It kind of looks a little wrong, you know? But I went with the picture anyway, posted it on my Facebook with a joke caption, complete joke. Petition to stop using a peach as the symbol for a butt. My last name is not your culture, right? That currently has over 300,000 views on my Facebook. And there was a lot of people going along with the joke saying, hey, we should call you Brendan Butt. A few other things that I can't say on the air, but they were quite funny. But then there were a few people that legitimately got mad. Like almost calling me a snowflake kind of people. One guy named Ivan, get a life. Some guy named Arthur, settle down, Brandon. You must be from California. I think there was another guy that commented saying, like, why do you spell Brandon wrong? I never liked the name Brandon because it's just so wrong compared to my name, and people just automatically call me that for some reason. It's like, no, it's Brendan. You know, you see the two E's? It's not that hard. You know, Brendan. Another one said, I guess you don't have anything better to do. And I was just trolling these people in the comments. I think one guy is still yelling at me in there. I've just ignored him. It's pretty funny that people are just so outraged on Facebook by this kind of thing. My poker face must have been quite convincing for some people to see my picture and then just get completely irate. Brendan Cheeks was a really funny one. What else is there? Petition denied. People were referencing that Nicolas Cage quote, I could eat a peach for hours, which I think I had in my show imaging for the longest time. But overall, yeah, this post, since my Facebook's monetized, it's gotten over like 300,000 views, and it's made me close to $70. So take that, haters. All right, so I have this dilemma here that I wanted to talk specifically to you about. Usually when it comes to men's wallets, us in general, we either get gifted a wallet or we buy like our first wallet and we try to make it last as long as possible, right? You really don't replace your wallet unless someone gifts you a new one. That's how we dudes are. I've had this wallet here for a good amount of time. I've loved it. It's from Walmart. It holds 24 cards, right? I carry all my cards in this wallet. I want everything in one spot. But if it gets stolen, that's the worst part, right? If it gets stolen, all my cards are gone. But over the weekend, when I was in Twin Falls, we went to Ross, and I saw this wallet that caught my eye. And, well, my girlfriend has a roommate who, her fiance has this very long wallet. We've gone to dinner with them a whole bunch. He pulls out this very long wallet. I thought it was a girl's wallet at first. I'm like, why do you have like such a big wallet that looks like a woman's wallet? Because this dude is one of those guys that goes, hey, if you drive with both hands on the wheel, you shouldn't do that. That's not manly. You got to drive with one arm out on the top, right? He's about all things manly. He wouldn't be caught dead in a minivan. He's that kind of guy. So I'm like, really? He wouldn't have a woman's wallet, would he? And then I learned about these things called a rodeo wallet. And there was one on sale at Ross for $12. Has the words American Bison on the front with a skull. It's a long wallet. And I bought it. I was like, you know what? I'll spend the $12. I'll have it as a backup wallet. I actually transferred all my cards to this wallet here. I'm like, is this a little long? Is this girly in any way? I was diving deep into it. I think I typed in on Google at one point, like, is a rodeo wallet a girly wallet or something like that? And it was all these dudes in the South talking about how they have it. It's a manly thing to have. You know, cowboys or farm workers have these so they can put it in their back pocket. And so when they sit down, there's not this big, just big, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, there's not this big, square, thick wallet making you sit weird. This long wallet's supposed to be skinny, and you fit it in your back pocket. It sticks out so you can reach it, that kind of thing. I don't know. I don't know why I'm talking about wallets here, but I figured, I'm like, is this a girly wallet? Like, I really overthought this when right before I bought it, right after I bought it, as a matter of fact, I was looking up all these different reels. There was a few people trying to say they were like girly looking, but then there was a bunch of people really quick to shut them down. So I talked to Josh about it earlier this morning. Josh from Classy 97. I'm like, hey, is this a girly wallet? And he's like, dude, you bought a cheap cowboy wallet kind of thing. You need to have some metal on it. You need to have some sort of like crazy design on it. And I was telling him, I'm like, hey, you know what? Maybe this summer I'll go to Jackson and I'll buy one of those crazy cool leather wallets, so that way when somebody asks, hey, where'd you get that wallet? I'll be like, oh, I got it from Jackson, Wyoming. He's all like, why don't you just buy one from Idaho Falls? I'm like, it doesn't have the same appeal, Josh. Jackson's known to be expensive. And then he joked around saying, yeah, you're going to spend 5 times as much over in Jackson. We can buy the same thing for cheaper just here in the area. Like, who's going to fact check that you buy your wallet in Jackson? You can just say you bought it from there. I think about things like this. I know this is probably boring to some people, and some people are probably outraged right now going, just shut up and play the music. I want to talk about wallets. It's my show. It's Peach's Pit Party right here on K-Bear 101. Peach's Pit Party right here on K-Bear 101. I thought this was hilarious. I think news mishaps, news bloopers, anytime a news reporter messes up, it's one of the funniest things ever. One of my favorite clips is of this news reporter saying, we'll tell you more after this. And then there's a brief pause. They cut to the footage. And then all you hear is, the bleep are you doing? Obviously, I can't say the full thing on the air, but you get the overall gist of it. You can look it up on YouTube if you really wanted to, but I was laughing at this. NBC had to apologize after they mistakenly aired the wrong Tiger Woods crash footage. Yeah, you know, he got into another crash recently. I was going to talk about it at the beginning part of the show on Friday because it happened, the news broke right as my show started. But I didn't want to start off my show by just saying, hey, happy Friday. By the way, Tiger Woods involved in another car accident. I wanted to keep it bright and cheery. It's not my fault the guy can't drive whatsoever. I just can't believe they had to apologize for that. Oh, we're sorry. We put the wrong crash up on the screen. I'm sure you could put any crash and say it was Tiger Woods' crash. Were people that upset about it? Were they trying to fact check NBC? Saying, hey, that's the wrong crash, dummy. You're supposed to put the most recent one. Do you think somebody got their job hurt by this? They were told, hey, you put the wrong crash on the screen. That's a pip for you right there. It's a performance improvement plan. Or worse yet, they got fired because they aired the wrong Tiger Woods crash. Imagine being in the news business overall. I was a PA for celebrity news, and let me tell you, it's quite funny seeing those people who send in stories. They send in tips to TMZ. They try sending in the most outrageous things. I can only imagine being the person that tries to upload fake news to TMZ, something like that. I mean, this is really no big deal. The wrong crash footage from a guy who can't drive. That guy needs a permanent driver. Revoke his license, all right? Do so. Tiger Woods, stick to the golf course. Don't even let that guy in a golf cart. Let's play some Sleep Theory. Words are worthless on K-Bear 101. 311 with Down on K-Bear 101. If you've been sitting there thinking maybe it's time for a career change, you are definitely not alone. I was just reading about a woman who got laid off from a software engineering job, got tired of all the AI uncertainty in tech. She switched gears, got into welding, and now she's way happier doing hands-on work every day. She took a pay cut, sure, but she also found something that felt more stable, more fulfilling, and maybe that's the sign somebody out there needs right now. If you've been thinking about making a move, checking out something new, or finding a better fit, start local. Visit the newly redesigned HireEastIdaho.com to find local jobs from local companies. This week's Hire East Idaho Job of the Week is a painter position with Streamline Services based in Rigby. They're hiring for a busy crew willing to train the right person, and it pays between $15 and $25 an hour depending on experience. It's full-time, and you'll need to be reliable, have your own transportation to job sites around Idaho Falls and Rexburg. To apply, just simply call this number 208-221-6059. That's 208-221-6059. And for even more local opportunities, check out HireEastIdaho.com. Hire East Idaho, connecting people with opportunity. It's always free for job seekers with new jobs added all the time. Let's do some Autumn Keens. Here is Gone, Gone, Gone on Peach's Pit Party. So I was reading here about this new app, I think it's exclusively for the new MacBook. It's called Slap Mac. You want to hear what this is all about? Basically, it allows the MacBooks to produce an audible, sometimes humorous reaction when the device is hit or tapped. The app utilizes the built-in accelerometer in M1 and newer MacBook models to detect physical impacts such as slaps or knocks. Triggering instant audio feedback includes over 130 sound effects across 8 voice packs. Featuring sounds like punches, memes, other effects, the volume of the sound is sensitive to the force of the impact. You know, there's going to be plenty of people out there like me that are going to be intentionally hitting their computer from here on out. I have this old college MacBook. I don't think I can install it on there, can I? It's from like 2014, 2015, back when I was first starting college. Maybe I should install it and see, just hit my laptop relentlessly My girlfriend's over. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm trying to get this thing to make sounds. I want to hear all the different over 130 sound effects it can make now. I installed this app. There's going to be tons of people out there breaking their computers because of this. So I was reading more into that story about the 12 tons of Kit Kats that went missing. 12 tons of Kit Kats that were stolen. I was looking into the TMZ article here, the Nestle spokesperson. Well, they put out a statement. Obviously, they had to put out that statement saying we've always encouraged people to have a break with Kit Kat, but it seems thieves have taken the message too literally and made a break with more than 12 tons of our chocolate. These weren't ordinary Kit Kats, I found out. They were molded into the shape of F1 cars. Maybe that was the reason why these thieves stole all this chocolate. I wish I knew what their thought process was. I wish I knew why exactly they stole all of this. Really. Italian authorities, it happened over in Italy, by the way. The Italian authorities say the alleged thieves impersonated law enforcement and intercepted the delivery truck, restraining and removing the driver before making off with the stash. The outlet said the driver was later found unharmed, which is good, great. This isn't even the first candy caper Europe's seen. A man was convicted back in 2023 for nabbing almost 200,000 Cadbury cream eggs from an industrial unit in England. And then TMZ concludes the article by saying, imagine having a sweet tooth that intense. Now, I can't imagine, again, just wanting to steal that much candy. Like, I'm a fat dude. I love myself some chocolate. I actually haven't had any candy in quite some time. Last night, I was craving some. I'm like, you know what? I'm on the road to losing a bunch of weight. Why not go get some yogurt? That's a good replacement. Yogurt and fruit. 12 tons of Kit Kats stolen in Italy. 12 tons. It'll be pretty easy to spot this person, right? Because they're going to have all these boxes of different Kit Kats all around their place. They're going to have it in a warehouse somewhere. Just got to search all the warehouses or in the general area. See if it pops up. See if all of those boxes pop up. Anyway, that's enough of that story. Let's play the Black Keys. You get to lose on Peach's Pit Party. The new ABS system where players can challenge ball and strike calls has led to a bunch of players shrinking, sort of. The system required every batter to be measured during spring training, so each personal strike zone could be set. And of the 430 hitters on opening day rosters, 225 lost at least an inch off their previously listed heights in 2024 and 2025. 6 have lost 3 inches, 48 have lost 2 inches, and 171 lost 1 inch. A small group of 47 players actually gained some height, which must be nice. The LA Dodgers have tried to make as much money as they can from having Shohei Ohtani on their team, but sometimes even management realizes they've gone a bit too far. Last Friday, the team offered fans the opportunity to buy a limited edition Shohei Ohtani souvenir cup, which cost $75. The cup included free refills, but just for that night. The backlash was swift on social media, so the team changed the offer at the food stand selling the cup, saying that it came with free refills for the entire season. Could you imagine $75 for a stupid cup? Anyway, FIFA has taken a lot of criticism for the outrageous spikes in ticket prices at this summer's World Cup, and it seems the organization in charge of European soccer doesn't want to face that kind of negative feedback. So the UEFA has announced that it's freezing ticket prices for the 2028 European Championship at the price points from 2024. The cheapest category, called the Fans First ticket, will be $34, with the next highest ticket at $69. Euro 2028 will be held in England, Scotland, Wales, and Ireland. Cool. Well, that does it for your Shot Clock Sports Update right here on K-Bear 101. March Madness is absolutely insane. You know what? I'll play the Sports Center music below me again, even though it is not the Shot Clock Sports Update. But I was in second place, right behind Josh Tyler of Classy 97 when it came to our in-office March Madness tournaments. And, well, Duke lost, and so my bracket just took a tank. I'm now at the bottom. Well, Mad Dog, Maddie Kidd from down the hall, her bracket busted the very first game of the tournament. It was quite a meme. She had Ohio State winning the entire thing. So she has a total of 49 points. Chantel, Josh's co-host and also wife, of course, she's in 8th place with 68 points. Now, I'm in 7th with 76, below Kennedy, who's our front desk girl. Josh still leads the charge somehow, some way. He's running the entire thing. Maybe he skewed it for himself. Who knows? 92 points. Not like he needs the money for winning the entire thing anyway, but Victor at number 2. Victor now still in it. He has Arizona winning the entire thing. 84 points total for him. Jacob from Sales, 1 point behind him. Kevin, 1 point behind that. Same with Justin from 105 The Hawk. I'm just saying with this overall recap that you can never really predict March Madness. And I just lost $5 as well. There's no way that I'll make my way back up to the top. So I'm sort of rooting for Victor because, well, we kind of had to convince him to join this year. And last year he chose a bunch of teams and he didn't know what the seed numbers were. He thought there was like that many players on each team, something dumb like that. Anyway, no, I don't think it was that. I think it was just him thinking that he didn't really knew what the numbers were. He just chose whatever school, and I think his bracket took a flop, something like that. So I'm rooting for him to beat the one, the only Josh Tyler. Let's do some Linkin Park, The Emptiness Machine on K-Bear 101. And also, I wish you luck if you're doing an in-office March Madness tournament. Peach's Pip Party right here on K-Bear 101. I was a little upset. I saw more of these price increases for various things like the PlayStation, the PS5. That got a price increase for whatever reason. I don't know. What did I just see recently, just before this show started, that I was like, really? You increased the price of that? Oh, yeah, Sam's Club increasing the price of their membership from $50 to $60 for the year. Why do you need that 10 extra dollars? Give me the breakdown economically of why you think that would work best for you. I was also at Jack in the Box on my lunch break, and I remember back in my day when the Jack's Munchie meal was $10. And then they did that thing where they increased the price of it to $11. So what they did is they took a piece of paper and taped it over the 0 and 10 to make it 11. It's like, well, again, why do you need that extra dollar? And then I just went there again today, like I mentioned, and it's now at $12. Why do you need the extra $2 for? Like, does it sell that great? Like, does it sell great that you need to have those $2 extra? It's going to make that much of a difference for a Jack in the Box combo? Netflix also raised their prices recently. Quite silly. It's like, I really want to know why exactly. Well, I know with gaming that, like, I was looking here about this, the era of the affordable gaming console might be coming to an end. Industry insiders warn that the PlayStation 6 and Microsoft's Project Helix could launch with $1,000 price tags. The problem continues to be the global memory chip shortage, which has caused manufacturing costs to surge 80 to 90% in 2026. If this continues, and if new consoles get priced at $1,000 or more, it's unlikely these prices will ever drop. In the days of the $500 console, $499 console, are officially over. I, for one, have officially switched over to PC gaming. Obviously, I would love to buy more parts for my PC, better parts for my PC. I still have my Xbox Series X. I'm going to keep that till it's dead. Same with my old Xbox One, but yeah, I'm making the big switch to PC. All right, PC is superior overall. Luckily, I would love to, again, be able to get a second monitor, get a better CPU, start streaming a whole lot more. Right now, I'm content with playing some of these older games from Steam that can run pretty smoothly. I think it did cost my parents close to $1,000 because they got it to me as a gift for my birthday last year. Still so thankful for that. I'm so happy I was able to get a PC. I use that thing all the time. I hardly ever touch my Xbox. It's quite sad. I bet my Xbox Series X feels like Woody from Toy Story when Buzz was taking over. Everything around him was being replaced by the other product. Sorry, Xbox, I hate to say it, but PC all the way now. The Offspring on K-Bear 101. I saw this question get asked on Ask Woman. That subreddit just popped up on my feed. I'm not a part of the Ask Woman subreddit. What's a house rule in your family growing up or current that you really like and why? I feel like this was a decent question to talk about on this show here. My family growing up has a rule that if we are picking a restaurant, movie, etc., in order to give a valid veto to someone else's suggestion, you must provide a serious alternative solution. Cuts out so many potential conflicts or frustrating situations, kind of like the one I had recently, where there was that time where we were most of the group wanted to go to this one restaurant that is so much better compared to the restaurant that we actually went to. It was only because we had to go to this other restaurant that one person was like, well, if you don't choose this other restaurant, we're not going. Like she was the Queen of England or something. Like, no, buzz off. Like, we're going to go to this better restaurant. You must have a serious alternative suggestion for anything like that whatsoever. My rule is this. You can't say, I don't care where we go to eat, and then shoot down somebody else's idea. Because you said you don't care. Obviously, you're good with whatever. What's a house rule in your family growing up or current that you really like and why? We respect each other's 30-minute decompression time when we get home from work or school. If we don't have anything immediate, you can have up to an hour, but everyone gets at least 30 minutes to decompress before moving into home mode. Yesterday, I took that whole day off just because I wanted some time to decompress, and I literally just vegged out in my chair at my computer, played Dishonored 2 for the entire day, got up once to go get lunch. I needed that time, honestly, to decompress after a busy weekend. You would think, like, oh, Peaches, you're being so soft for going to a concert, but a whole lot of traveling in one weekend and then coming to work right afterwards. By tomorrow, I would have been seething with anger because I'd be like, I just need a break. I just needed a personal day to myself. My dad, grandpa, and I had a walk every night rule. We talked the dog, had a good time. We stayed active. We got to know our neighbors. It was great. My husband and I continued it, and now that my dad lives nearby, he's joining us too with his new puppies. Yeah, walking's fantastic for you. I used to be that guy that would say, like, walking is for old people. I'd rather run. But now I'm trying to walk every night around the Greenbelt. We have that beautiful area around downtown Idaho Falls. Why not use it every single night? Take advantage of it. Just do a nice big lap around. Takes about an hour, but it makes you feel better afterward. Let's do some Seven Dust right now. Unbreakable on Peach's Pit Party. It's K-Bear 101. And here we go. Today's What the Headline right here on K-Bear 101. A Kentucky man won $167 million in the Powerball and apparently said, great, now I can finally afford to do crimes with confidence. Police say James Farthing is back in trouble after allegedly burglarizing a house and stealing $12,000 in cash. Not only that, they say he drove away in a black Porsche, which feels like a commitment to being the dumbest rich criminal alive. You win the lottery and most people buy a boat, disappear, or develop a weird interest in like smoked meats. Maybe this guy went, no, let me keep acting like the scratch-off machine still owes me money. He wanted to steal $12,000 in cash even though he just won $167 million. Why does he need more cash? What's wrong with this idiot? Anyway, that is today's What the Headline right here on K-Bear 101. You know how the radio prep tells you what national days we're celebrating today? Today is National Prom Day. It's not just about this year's prom, it's about proms of the past too. The day encourages all generations to share their prom photos on social media using the hashtag National Prom Day. There's no way I'm uploading my prom picture onto our K-Bear social media pages at K-Bear 101 FM just because I looked so much better back then. I don't want to see any comments that go, who's that guy? Wow, you've deteriorated, Peaches. Wow, you've gotten horrible looking. Shout out to the prom date, Emily. She's now married. I forgot where she's even at, but she's with her husband Riley somewhere, and it was a fun day. Not a fun time to plan, but it was a fun day. I've talked about that story before, how we had to plan to get everybody on the party bus, and we had to take money from each person, and some people were not wanting to go on my party bus anymore. They wanted to switch over to the other party bus. It was a whole disaster. I hate event planning. I think event planning, party planning of any kind, absolutely atrocious. Luckily, my girlfriend majored in event planning. No joke. So when it comes to like our future shenanigans, I'm going to let her lead the charge because I just get a massive headache whenever somebody decides, hey, I'll go. And then last minute go, oh, wait, something came up. My cat got a cut on its toe, so we can't make it any longer. It's always people that have the worst excuses too, like, ooh, I got a hole in my shirt, I can't make it, that type of thing. Back then, I was extremely skinny. I made sure to run every single day. I thought there was some competition between me and this water polo player. And so I was running every day hoping to get better looking so that way she would want me over him, that kind of thing. I was running around the neighborhood constantly. I was at my skinniest back then. I was 240. It was quite ridiculous, man. I was sticks and stones, basically. But yeah, National Prom Day. If you're a high schooler listening right now and you're wanting to ask that person to prom, do it. All right? I was shaking big time when I asked my date to prom, when I asked Emily to prom. I did it so early because I was so afraid that water polo player was going to ask her instead of me. So I rushed it. You know, prom was in like May. I asked her around this time, actually. I still have the video on my phone from that long ago. It was back in 2013. Yeah, 2013. I sound all nervous on the video. I'm shaking. The camera's all shaky. Oh, man. High school peaches being all cute and nervous. Anyway, let's get nice and heavy with it. Let's stop talking about prom. Here's Lamb of God, Into Oblivion. So East Idaho News obviously posted about the new Raising Cane's down in Chubbuck. 200 gathered for grand opening. 200? Was that really it? Or is that just like the beginning part? Like, well, I saw Nate Eaton was posting about people showing up early in the morning to get themselves lined up. I think it was late last night, as a matter of fact, that they were lining up outside, because I think the first 20 people in line get like free chicken for a year. Shout out to those people. Congratulations to them. Dedicating time to get some of that free chicken, you know? Oh, good for you. I'll give you that. But it only took 2 comments before this article on Facebook got political, with one guy named John said more people showed up for chicken than the No Kings rally. LOL. Some people, man, they get really they want to post nothing but politics on Facebook. Facebook used to be the social media site where you would just reconnect with people from high school. You would see how they were doing, making sure they're okay. Not anymore. Now it's all rage bait and political nonsense. Both sides really hate it all, as a matter of fact. That's why for my radio show, you will never hear anything political whatsoever. Even with that picture I posted earlier on my page about the petition to stop using a peach as the symbol for a butt. I think you must be from California is the new way of saying, hey, you must be a snowflake. I mean, he's not wrong. I am from California, but... Oh, I am wearing blue in the t-shirt, but I'm also wearing red shoes. All right? It shows I'm in between both sides of the political spectrum, I guess. I've been accused of being a liberal in the past, maybe because I talked to Victor too much or something on his morning show. One guy commented on our Facebook page, the K-Bear 101 Facebook page at K-Bear 101 FM, said I was a raging liberal. I'm like, a raging liberal? That's new to me. I wonder how he inferred that. You must be from California. It's like, yeah, I am. Such a stupid way to like insult somebody. Maybe next time I see somebody with like a lifted truck and a flag on the back, I'll just go, you must be from Idaho. That type of thing. Anyway, enough of me talking about Facebook nonsense. I need to get off the internet. And I want to end this show. Thanks for listening to Peach's Pit Party, the podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Peach's Pit Party is hosted by me, Peaches, a.k.a. Brendan Peach, and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com. Until next time, Peach out.